Mabuhay Pilipinas and hello to the rest of the world.
Welcome to your companion in looking at the church, the world, and the society from the consecrated point of view. This is your kahabit, Sister Maria Cleofetran COP of the Dominican Sisters of the Most Holy Rosary of the Philippines.
Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration and information straight from the consecrated men and women in the Philippines. I am your kahabit, Father Toots Buenafe of the Order of Carmelites.
And we are the
Habits.
Hello and good day, Kahabits Father Toots.
Kamusta po yung ating mga buhay-buhay?
Nako, ang dami nating mga activities or events
Sa March.
Sa may
ang dami nga.
March, ano?
Women's Month, kapatid.
Nag-POV pa tayo dyan, ha?
Oo, nag-POV tayo. Tapos, dakilang piyesta ni San Jose.
Ay, ayun.
At saan tayo pumunta?
Sa may Sanctuary de San Jose.
Correct.
Ng mga brothers natin ng Oblates of St.
Joseph.
Joseph.
At alam mo kapatid, na-inspire tayo, ako,
Mas lalo.
kay St. Joseph at kumpleto ng Holy Family. At yung mga men of St. Joseph ay iniimbitahan natin, no? Na si San Jose ay isang modelo, huwaran, just, obedient, hardworking, loving father, foster father of Jesus. At yung nakaraan,
Mga sisters natin,
yes, sumikat sila sa TikTok, kapatid.
Ay, oo nga. So,
ang mga Dominican Sisters of the Annunciata, mga kapatid mo.
Oo nga.
Mga anak ni
Kaya
Saint
ang dami
Dominic.
nating mga events na
Yes.
nakaraan. Punong-puno po yung March po natin.
That is yung solemnity ng Annunciation.
Oh, so,
Ayan, mga kapatid, it's really a beautiful month of March.
oo.
So marami tayong ipagpasalamat sa Diyos at kahabit Sister Cleofeng. Ngayon din, dumating na rin tayo sa dulo ng pagdiriwang ng 500 taon ng Kristyanismo sa ating bansa. At ngayon din sa The Habits ay oras na para kilalanin ang huling grupo ng mga Consecrated Missionaries na talaga namang #gifted to give.
Oo. So, may kilala ka bang mga consecrated missionaries in your community? Mga kahabits? It's your time to thank them sa kanilang ginagawa para sa simbahan at sa bayan. Flex mo na sila sa ating mga social media accounts. Punta lang sa ating Instagram and Facebook page at Conference of Major Superiors PH.
Maraming salamat po sa mga sumusuporta sa atin, lalo na sa ating mga pinakamamahal na star senders. Please continue to support our different advocacies in CMSP by clicking the star icon next to the comment section. Choose the amount you like to buy and send them to us.
Because for every star we receive, we earn 50 centavos only. And it's available to the CMSP Facebook page. The more stars you send, the more people you can help.
At mga kahabits, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Conference of Major Superiors PH, and also watch our episodes in TV Maria. Hanapin ang TV Maria channel sa inyong free and cable TV at tumutok every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. and every Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
So mga kahabits, let's celebrate the giftedness of the consecrated life. We welcome you to the finale episode of
CoM on Cam, Consecrated Missionaries on Camera. Kahabit Sister Cleofe, ilang buwan din natin sinubaybayan ang 91 Consecrated Missionaries at kasama tayo doon sa pag-share natin ng ating one-of-a-kind experience of faith.
Pero bago natin makilala ang dalawa pang consecrated missionaries na ihahanay natin sa listahan, balikan muna natin ang ilan sa minahal at umantig sa puso ng mga kahabits natin.
And to start our grand finale, we present you the story of our most watched video throughout the anthology, currently with more than 2,000 views. He's a missionary brother on formation and accompaniment ministry in the Philippines. Let's welcome Brother L.D. De Castro of the Order of Hospitaller Brothers of St. John of God.
I am Brother LD De Castro. I am 48 years old as of this time, but I have been in the order for the past 31 years. I joined the order when I was 17, and I made my first profession in 1995. Hence, I celebrated my silver jubilee last year. This year is my 26th year as a religious, as a hospitaller. And I remember right after my solemn profession, I was appointed as the novice master. And since then, my life in the order, my main mission in the order is, or was, and still is, about formation. It's been 21 years that I have been working in formation. And I have been assigned to different stages in formation. And it was also the time that most of our senior brothers who came from Europe were deciding to turn over the responsibility, especially in formation, to the local brothers. And since I was one of the pioneer brothers, I was given the task to accompany our young brothers in formation. And to help me equip further in this ministry, I studied psychology together with other formation studies here and abroad. And looking back for the past 2 decades, I realized that I have been prepared for this mission. And I mean that my mission as a formator, as a companion, as one working in the Ministry of Accompaniment, was first introduced within the confinement or within the wall of the congregation or within the wall of the formation centers. And later in life, I realized that it was but a preparation for something bigger, for something outside the wall of the order. The turning point happened when there was in 2014 when I got qualified for a training program, a staff training program in Galilee. So I stayed in Galilee Center for nearly a year and a half. First, to be trained as a staff, and then the second half of the training was really to handle different cases or to accompany priests and religious who were in transition. That's how we describe the ministry. Personnel of the church who were undergoing different transitions in life that needed our accompaniment, our compassion, our presence. It was in this ministry that I realized as hospitaller brother, my mission specifically became more focused. And that idea of accompanying others, this clear realization was that I was called to do something for those who are still undergoing formation. This clear realization that I had during the time was, if I need to do something for the future servants of the church, I better do it in the earlier stage of formation or early part of the seminary life. My exposure with priests working in the mission who had the time to undergo the renewal program, that became an opportunity for me to realize that perhaps the advocacy, the kind of advocacy that I realized during the time was to start doing an early intervention information if this is needed. So when I finished my training, my ministry with Galilee, with my batchmates, and all those people whom I was given the privilege to be with them, to accompany them, when I came back to my community, to the delegation, it became clear that we have to do something, that we have to respond concretely in this call, in addition to what Galilee has been doing. Hence, the ministry of La Colcha was established. And it was through the assistance also of another brother who was also a psychologist. This whole ministry of accompaniment, specifically under the auspices of La Colcha, became possible. So it was in 2016 that we started establishing this mission here in Quiapo. And this year we have celebrated our 5th year. My feeling is that kind of feeling or this kind of realization that I feel like I've been doing this ministry for a long time. Beyond and above the 5 years of being there for other people who are in need for accompaniment, psycho-spiritually speaking. That became clear because prior to this La Colcha ministry, I have been already formed and reformed, I believe, and transformed at the same time by my exposure to different stories in life of these people entrusted to me. And I have this belief that I will still be working in this mission. And the kind of support that I have been receiving, that my fellow brothers in the delegation, in the community, who showed generously their support in this ministry, together with those people who became part of this ministry. With the 5 year of accompaniment, it was all but a start of a bigger mission beyond 5 years. So we were able to establish different services in this center. One of which is psychological assessment. And then we have also individual accompaniment, either on the human level or in the spiritual level. Because this center is a pastoral center, hence our approach is psycho-spiritual. So we have religious coming. And by the way, when we speak about La Colcha, this is really a center that responds concretely to the needs of religious or people who are under formation. So the people who come to our center are either they are still under formation or who have been already exposed to different ministry and in need of a renewal experience. Hence, recently we have also organized a program that welcomes them, these people who are in need of a more continuous and more intense accompaniment. That's why we organize an in-house program also. So this is part of a significant development of the center, that from the start, we were only there to accompany them individually. They come to our center and we started, and then we also came to the point where closure would be needed, as they need to continue also with their respective processes or ministry in their respective congregations or in their own, as they continue their formation. But presently, with the need, especially with the pandemic, we felt the need of organizing an in-house program. That's why we have a program called FIA. As the name entails, it reminds us of the Yes of Mary. But the definition actually of this word fiat is, it stands a formative intervention through accompaniment towards transformation. So we have organized this program we already have 3 batches, and next week we will start our 4th batch. And most of those who came and joined this program are those in preparation for either their ordination or for their soling profession. As one given the opportunity to accompany them, I was given there were a lot of opportunities where I felt humbled, where I felt so privileged to be able to witness how God worked in their lives, and also in the process how God worked in my own life. A privilege full of grace, a grace-filled privilege that I experienced, and I believe I will continue to experience. And this had enriched me, and this gave me so much inspiration that with what God has given me, with what God has provided me, to be in this ministry is something that I can also give to others. Those whom I have accompanied, those whom I was given the opportunity to be with them, to accompany them, provided me that confidence, that inspiration, that being a hospitaller brother, there will be more opportunities where I can also share the same gift or the same blessing to others. And this, I believe, is the gift that I have received, and I am also willing to continue on sharing this gift to others. 5 years is just 5 years, but a lot of things happen within that 5 years. And I am personally looking forward for the next 5 years or so, where there will be more experiences of renewal, more experiences of transformation with our brothers and sisters working and serving for the church, but first and foremost, my own personal experience of transformation as well. So it's really me who benefited a lot from this ministry, and that generosity of God through this ministry inspired me more to be available for others. And just like with the other brothers and sisters who became part of this ministry, we all look forward for more opportunities where we can be of help, where we make ourselves available to become God's instruments of transformation to others. This, I believe, is the gift that I receive, and I am so generously willing to share and give to others.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong kwento ng misyon, Brother L.D. De Castro, of the Order of Hospitalers. Up next is one of the most touching and inspiring videos here in CoM on CoM. And I must say, she is award-winning. Mga kahabits, panoorin nating muli si Sister Lucia Olalia of the Sisters of Good Shepherd Pastorele and her mission life in South Korea.
I am Sister Lucia Olalia of the Sisters of Jesus Good Shepherd Pastorele. I was a missionary in South Korea from 2001 up to 2020. That's almost 19 years. And it has been a little over a year since I came back to the Philippines. In 2001, when my superior asked me if I was willing to be a missionary to South Korea, I said yes without questioning, because I believe it was God sending me through her. The beginning was difficult. Imagine going to a country with 4 seasons. My first winter was really terrible. Living with people of different cultures, eating food that were not familiar, in a language that seems like to be from a different world. I wonder how we really were able to communicate in the community. It was a miracle. My heart spoke to their hearts, and within our hearts was the same God. In South Korea, there was always the tension of war. The war between the North and the South Korea was always imminent. In collaboration with the Philippine Embassy there, we had a contingency plan in case of evacuation. Actually, we had our emergency bags always ready in case we will really evacuate. We were always on the alert. During that time, I was asked if I will leave Korea in case the war broke out. I said, no. In the gospel, the good shepherd does not leave his flock when there was danger. I am a sister of Jesus, good shepherd. And Jesus, the good shepherd, was my sure source of strength and courage. The ministries I was involved in were channels of God's grace, gentleness, and mercy. I journeyed with the foreigners, including our own OFWs in Korea. In the center, we organized different activities like English Mass every Sunday, Timbang Santa Cruzan, Sports Festival, Basketball Tournament, Medical Services, and others. Journeying with the foreigners in Korea, including our own Ws, especially when they were sick and lonely, and in trying to find solutions to their problems, led me to meet a lot of good people, both Koreans and other nationals. And this made me realize that the God of the Filipinos is the same God of the Koreans and the other nationals. I receive awards and recognition because of the ministry, and I see them as confirmation of our congregation's involvement in the pastoral care of the people entrusted to us. I was there in the name of our congregation. All honor and glory be to God. To conclude, I would like to challenge the young men and women who are contemplating of becoming priests, brothers, sisters, or lay missionaries not to be afraid to answer the call of God. We are all gifted to give. The church needs you, needs us. The harvest is great, but the laborers are few. Come and see. Thank you.
Wow, Sister Cleofe,
very
nakaka-inspire naman ang
touching.
nangyari kay Sister Lucia. She was recognized by the government because of her giftedness. Pero mga kahabits, isa lang si Sister Lucia sa napakaraming kwento ng mga consecrated missionaries na dapat nating pakinggan.
Tama ka, kahabits, Father Toots. At sa aming pagbabalik, mas marami pa po tayong makilalang CoM on CoM. Pero bago yan, don't forget to follow our Instagram and Facebook at mag-send na ng Facebook stars. Dahil the more stars you send, the more people we can help.
At kahabits, let's reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers for our YouTube channel, Conference of Major Superiors PH.
So huwag kayong aalis, magpapatuloy pa ang special finale episode ng CoM on CoM, Consecrated Missionaries on Camera.
Here in your information and inspiration companion, this is
The Habits.
Magandang araw po, brothers and sisters. Ang COVID-19 pandemic po ay hindi katang-isip. Ito ay totoo. It is real. In fact po, marami tayong kakilala, kapamilya, kaibigan, kamag-anak na na-infect ng virus na ito. Ang iba, hindi nakayanan at pumanaw. Marami din mga survivors. At kapatid,
At maraming apektado, walang pili po ang COVID-19, di ba kapatid?
walang Superman at Superwoman. Wala.
Madre, pare,
Bata,
tinatalaban.
matanda.
Mayaman at mahirap.
Ordinaryong tao, simpleng tao,
Oo.
kahit
So,
may pera ka, kapatid.
talagang totoo at real
Oo.
talaga ang COVID-19.
Alam mo, Sister Clofe, tapos may tinanong ako ng isang kaibigan din, ano na ba ang ginagawa ng simbahan? May
Madalas
nagawa ba?
Yun din ang tinatanong, ano?
Oo.
Opo naman, marami kaya, Father Tus, ang ginagawa na simbahan.
Kagaya ng,
Yung mga gym natin, yung mga eskwelahan po ng mga Catholic schools, and even mga parokya ginagawang quarantine facilities.
yes, ng mga frontliners.
Oo.
Correct. Yung mga Catholic hospitals and clinics natin, kapatid. Parokya.
Oo.
Tapos, ginawang vaccination
Vaccination
centers.
centers.
Correct.
At even nag-volunteer din ibang mga nurses
yes,
ng mga
totoo.
simbahan natin.
Totoo, kapatid.
And even nurses and doctors ng mga madre natin. So, hindi lang siya, sabi niya, wala daw ginawa. Marami talaga
So sa panahon ng pandemya, brothers and sisters, ang simbahan ay sensitive at involved sa nangyayari. In
Yes.
fact, may mensahe sa atin si Pope Francis himself. Kasi merong information education drive na mula sa
Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development, Vatican COVID-19 Commission Health Task Force.
ayan. At saka, ito kapatid, pinadala sa atin mga basic na tanong at sagot.
Na huwag tayong matakot. Bakit ba dapat magpabakuna? So dito po
Correct.
natin ito malalaman.
Teka muna, kapatid,
Oo
ano yung
nga.
quotation natin? Mula kay Pope Francis?
Ayan. So ito po, isa sa mga quotation po ni Pope Francis, to ensure the majority of people are vaccinated is an act of love.
Wow.
Diba? So, kasi vaccination according to him is a simple but profound way of promoting the common good and caring for each other, especially the most vulnerable.
At may Tagalog version din yan, kapatid.
Ito.
Yan. Para sa mga Tagalog speaking natin, ang sabi din ni Pope Francis, ang ating Santo Papa, ang matiyak na ang halos lahat ng mga tao ay mapabakunahan ay tanda ng pagmamahal. Naniniwala akong sa ethical na pananaw, lahat ay dapat tumanggap ng bakuna. Ito ay isang moral na desisyon dahil ito ay tungkol sa buhay mo at sa buhay din ng ibang tao. Galing po kay Pope Francis, hindi galing sa atin, kapatid.
Oo.
At galing ito sa Vatican COVID-19 Health Commission at ng
CMSP na
ang
dati
Conference of Major Superiors of the Philippines na dati ay
ay AMRSP, Association of Major Religious Superiors in the Philippines.
ayan. At alam niyo po, magpapakuna na tayo. Takot ka ba sa karayon?
Pero sa
Medyo,
mga ganyan,
ay, hindi
talaga
pwede.
talagang kailangan
Kailangan
palakasan
natin
ng loob.
mabuhay. So ang vaccine, kapatid, ay hindi gamot, pero makakatulong.
Makakatulong talaga siya.
At-
So, mga brothers and sisters, huwag po tayong matakot po na magpabakuna.
Yes. Dahil ito po ay ang ating tanda ng ating pagmamahal. Maririnig po din natin ang kampanyang ito sa mga radio stations, kapatid.
Yes,
Radio
oo.
Veritas
Throughout
at
the
mga
Philippines
partners
po yun.
throughout the Philippines
In
po.
all languages po ng ating mga kababayang Pilipino. So, maintindihan natin kung bakit ganun po ang pag-promote natin ng vaccination. So,
Get vaccinated because this is an act of love. Welcome back to our special finale of CoM on Cam, Consecrated Missionaries on Camera. here in the habits.
Let's continue the countdown before we reveal our last two consecrated missionaries on the list. Up next is our CoM on Cam flashback is representing the consecrated priests and fathers. And this time, he will bring us to Europe. Here is Father Verhel Dalangin of the Congregation of the Blessed Sacrament and missionary to France. Camera rolling.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Father Verhel Manalo Dalangin, SSS. Isa po akong religious priest ng Congregation of the Blessed Sacrament. At ako po ay naging misyonaryo sa bansang Francia o France sa loob po ng 5 taon. Doon po ay nag-aral po ako ng 2 buwan ng salita, ng kanilang lengguwahe. Naroon po ako para maging bahagi ng buhay parokya ng isang lugar, isang bukid doon po sa France. Ito po ang tinatawag nilang Le Mur Désert. Ang Le Mur Désert po ay isang lugar kung saan napapaligiran po ng mga bundok po ng Alps. Kumbagay para sa atin ay isang probinsyang lugar. Doon po ay naging assistant parish priest po ako. Habang ako po ay naroroon, ako po ay naglingkod bilang chaplain para sa youth at sa tinatawag nilang Aumônerie Saint-Pierre la Emar. Ako po ay naging bahagi rin po ng pilgrimage team at ako po ang namamahala sa lahat ng mga pilgrimage. Naalala ko po nung naroroon ako, dahil nga po ito ay isang probinsya, hindi wala po doong kultura ng mall o ng McDonald's o ng mga sinihan. Madalas po ang ginagawa ko para sa aking free day ay ako po yung umaakyat ng mga bundok. Ako po ay bumibisita sa mga may sakit, bumibisita sa mga matatanda sa tinatawag nila maison de retraite o yung tinatawag po nating old folks home. Madalas din po nung naroroon po ako, ay nakikipag-ugnayan po ako sa mga food bank para mag-ayos po kami ng mga pagkain para sa mga mahihirap. Naging bahagi rin po ako ng study group doon ng isang religious study group kung saan kasama ko po ang mga laiko at inuunawa namin ang mga mensahe ng Santo Papa. Ito po ang tinatawag nilang atelier citade. Nagiging bahagi rin po ako ng pilgrimage sa maraming lugar, mga maraming apparition sites. Halimbawa po ay ang La Salette at saka ang Notre Dame du Nord. Isa pong napakalalim sa aking eksperyensya ang napunta po sa France. Unang-una na po ay dahil sa kinakailangan ko pong matuto ng salita nila sa napakaikling panahon. At kinakailangan ko rin po na matutunan ng kanilang kultura upang hindi naman po ako maging iba sa kanila. Isang napakahalagang bagay din po sa akin during my stay in France for 5 years ay ang malalim na pakikipag-ugnayan sa ating mahal na ina. Alam niyo po, bago po ako pumasok ng kongregasyon, ako po ay strongly Marian. Kaya lamang ay napaisang tabi ko ang mahal na Birhen. Nung naroroon po ako at nakakaranas po ako ng homesickness, doon ko po na-realize na talagang kasakasama ko po sa aking paglalakbay lagi ang ating mahal na ina. Na doon ko naunawaan na sa lahat ng mga pagsubok na nangyari sa akin doon, mga karanasan po ng racism, sa karanasan po ng anti-clericalism, naroon po ang mahal na ina para magpalakas ng loob ko. Naging mahalaga rin po para sa akin ang pakikipag-ugnayan sa tao. Alam niyo po, nung naroroon ako, ay isa sa madalas kong dinadalaw ay ang Maison de la Paix or House of Peace, kung saan nagkakatipon-tipon po ang iba't ibang klaseng mga tao sa nanggaling sa iba't ibang klaseng lugar, iba't ibang klaseng bansa, at may iba't ibang paniniwala. Doon ay naging bukas ang aking puso para unawain ang buhay ng bawat isa sa amin. May mga hindi naniniwala sa Diyos, may mga komunista, may mga nakaranas ng matinding racism or persecution sa kanilang bansa, may mga refugees. At doon ko naunawaan din kung ano ang aking role bilang isang sinugo ng Panginoon upang magbatid ng kanyang mabuting balita. Isang nakakatuwang isipin na ako, isang Pilipino, ay naroroon sa isang lugar kung saan walang kapilipi-Pilipino. Ang naalala ko lamang po sa isang napakalaking kabundukan na yon, dalawa lamang kaming Pilipino, ako na nasa parokya at isang Lasalet father na nasa shrine ng Lasalet na malapit lamang po sa aking parokya. Hindi ko nagagamit ang aking sariling salita, ngunit gayon pa man, dala-dala ko ang aking pagka-Pilipino habang ako'y naroroon. Ang naalala nila sa akin ay ang aking ngiti, naalala nila sa akin ang aking pagiging maalalahanin. Ngunit kung iisipin ko ay hindi naman ako ang taong talagang palangiti, hindi naman ako ang taong tunay na maalalahanin. Na-imagine ko lamang na siguro ito yung mga tunay na katangian ng mga Pilipino na dala-dala ko doon. Na talaga namang kanilang hinangaan, kanilang pinanghawakan na ito ang tatak ng Pilipino. Ay isang mahalagang maunawaan din natin habang tayo'y nasa misyon ay ang kahalagahan ng katahimikan. Pinagpala ako na mapunta sa kabundukan, papaligiran ng magagandang tanawin, at sa loob ng katahimikan ngayon, ay mas naunawaan ko rin, napalalim ko rin ang aking pakikipag-ugnayan sa Panginoon. Na siya namang nagiging mahalagang bagay rin ngayon na ginagamit ko. Ako ngayon ay naka-assign dito sa San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, sa aming novitiate bilang Director of Novices at Superior ng bahay. Sa bandang huli, hinihiling ko po para sa inyong lahat na alalahanin natin yung tawag sa atin ni Pope John Paul II nung siya ay pumunta dito noong January 5, 1995. Tinawagan niya tayo, lahat ng Pilipino, upang maging misyonaryo sa buong mundo. Ito po ay isang bagay na pinanghawakan ko nung estudyante pa po ako at isang volunteer sa UST nung tayo dinalaw ng Santo Papa. Hanggang ngayon po ay iniisip ko pa rin ang mensahe niya habang paulit-ulit na sinasabi ko sa aking puso, as the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Minahal tayo ng ating Panginoon at dito ay natututunan nating mahalin din ang iba. Dito ay natutunan natin na maging tulad ni Kristo sa kanyang pagsasakripisyo ng kanyang sarili. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat sa inyong pakikinig at pagtitiwala. Pagpalain po kayo ng Panginoon.
Thank you, Father Verhel, for an inspiring story of faith and mission. And that sums up our flashback of the best stories here in CoM on Cam.
And for our finale, of course, we have saved the last 2 slots for 2 of the greatest gifts that the consecrated life in the Philippines have given to our church, 1 bishop and 1 superior general. So let's keep these stories playing. Kahabit, Sister Cleofe, sinong una sa ating grand finale list?
My honor, Kahabit Father Toots. First on our grand finale is a story of one of many religious bishops in the Philippines. But before he became a bishop, he became one of the co-chairpersons of the AMRSP. Mga Kahabits, we're very proud to present you His Excellency, Most Reverend Leo M. Dalmau of the Claretian Missionaries, the Bishop Prelate of the Prelature of Isabela. Run playback.
Buenos dias. I am Leo Dalmao, the Bishop Prelate of Isabela de Basilan. I belong to the Congregation of Missionaries Sons of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, also known as the Claretian Missionaries. I entered the congregation in 1986 and made my first profession in 1992. That makes 35 years since my entry and 29 years in religious life. I was ordained bishop and installed in the same ceremony as Bishop Prelate of Isabela on May 24, 2019.
What is significant in my missionary experience? Well, looking back on my 20 years as a religious missionary, I would say it's having been called to assignments, places and positions that, to say the least, were not of my own choosing. Never did these assignments occur to me even in my wildest dreams. I'd often struggled with feelings of inadequacy. First, of having to deal with my imperfections. And secondly, of not having been prepared for the assignments. But at the end of the day, I obeyed because I trusted the wisdom of my superiors. And I believed that God's hands were upon them. And so I accepted. I am basically a person who believes in giving my best to whatever I have committed myself to do. And this holds true even more in way that I approach all my assignments. You know, my first assignment was Basilan. Then later on I was assigned to formation as formator to our theology students. Then a few years after, I was also moved to the novitiate. Then after that, I was elected as one of our consultors, provincial consultors, then as a provincial superior. Then again, I was surprised to be elected in the general government. Then after that, the Pope appointed me as bishop of the prelature of Isabela. All these were actually quite a surprise on my part. My memorable experiences are when I witness communities and people grow and be transformed to become better versions of themselves. I remember, for instance, the Badyaos in Maluso, Basilan. When I started my apostolate with this indigenous group in the late 90s, nobody was attending classes from the community. Going to school was quite a foreign concept to them. Besides, they were used to begging in the town proper as their means of survival. Then we started an adult education with this community, followed by other initiatives along the line of literacy. Then livelihood programs were later introduced. The change was quite slow. It was really very slow. Yet after a couple of years, the young ones started to enroll with the support of their parents. They also stopped their reliance on begging. Today, there are already those who graduated from college and are working in different institutions. Individuals gradually changed and their community followed. That's good news. We have now new generations enrolled in different levels from elementary to college. As we celebrate 500 years of Christianity in the Philippines, I thank God for the gift of vocation to religious life and for the opportunity to be of service not only to the church but also to the entire Basilan, where we are faced with diverse cultures and a challenging past. I pray that this celebration will strengthen our unity and commitment to heed the call to serve God in our unique capacities.
Let us continue to share our time, talent, and treasure to all, especially those who are lost, last, and least. May our faith sustain us amidst uncertainties and doubts, and may hope motivate us to move forward when we feel there's nothing more we can give. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Our deepest gratitude po to Bishop Leo Dalmao, CMF, for joining our video anthology. We are very honored. At ngayon ay nakarating na tayo sa ating last story of the whole Common Cam series.
Tama ka, kahabit, Sister Cleofe.
Oy, oy.
But I say to you, she's definitely not the least because, in fact, she is the first Filipino General Coordinator of her congregation, and she will give us a sneak peek into the life of a busy Superior General. So without further ado, let's hear the story of Sister Lilian Ocenar Olivere of the Siervas de San Jose. 3, 2, 1, action!
Hi, I'm Sister Lilian Ocenar of the Siervas de San Jose. Since 2005 up to the present, I've been living outside the Philippines. I was based in our generalate in Rome for 11 years. And during this last 6 years, since 2016, I'm residing here in Madrid, Spain, where we have our generalate now. In 2005, I was elected member of our general team, and in 2011, I was elected general coordinator and re-elected for a second term in 2017. What has been my experience during this past 17 years living outside our country? I would describe it as a gift, an opportunity to learn and grow, and a call to serve. It's true, what I have now is a big responsibility. To coordinate the life and mission of the congregation is not an easy task. It takes vision, courage, and creativity to navigate the present times, to lead the congregation into the future in fidelity to the charism and to what the Lord is asking of us. But I consider it a gift to be able to know the congregation more as I go and visit the communities, as I listen to the sisters, witness how they live and work, how they share the mission with the laity. It's a blessing to know every single sister and every single community in the congregation. I consider it also a gift to be able to listen to the people with whom and for whom the sisters are working, especially women and young girls, as they tell their stories, especially of their process of growth and empowerment. It's a gift to know and learn from the different cultures and realities where the congregation is present. I am so grateful to the sisters in our communities for their work and commitment. They remind me that we all share in the responsibility of living out the charism, and knowing that makes my responsibility less heavy. Moreover, there are a lot of people who share the mission with us, and I have the gift of a team with whom I share the responsibility of governance. When I went to Rome to join the general team and live in the general house, I had to learn to live with sisters of other nationalities, and all of us as a community learning to live in a foreign country, since not one of us was Italian. I had to learn Spanish, which is one of the official languages of the congregation, being a Spanish foundation. Learning the language was a way for me to know more about the congregation. I had to undergo the process of intercultural living inside the house and to enculturation in Rome. Being in contact with other cultures helped me to become aware of my own culture, of things I took for granted in my culture. As I grew in appreciation of the values we have as Filipinos, being in contact with different cultures made me question things I considered absolute and normal, such as ways of doing things, of thinking, of relating, even of expressing my faith. It was an experience of getting in contact with my vulnerability and letting go of my securities in life. As I live and work with others and meet people, I learn many things from them, and in turn, I get to share with them what I have and am, and the richness of our culture. My experience of intercultural living is helping me to foster the same in the congregation, that we value and respect the diversity of cultures, discover what is beautiful and good in each culture, learn from one another, and live harmoniously together. My sisters elected me for a service to serve the congregation. I am called to lead by walking with my sisters, dreaming and searching together, discerning God's call at every moment, and paving the way towards the future. My mission requires a lot of listening to the sisters and to people, listening to what is happening around us, in religious life, in the church, in the world, in Mother Earth, listening to the signs of the times, and listening to God. I believe that with all these experiences, I'm a better person now than I was before. I thank God for being present in my life, in my mission, and in the life of the congregation. I'm grateful to God for sustaining me, and I'm certain that God works through my limitations and possibilities. Thanks for listening to my story. God bless everyone.
Wow! We are very proud of you, Sister Lilian, and we are praying for you
Yes.
always. Isa po kayong tunay na biyaya ng simbahang Pilipino sa mundo. Di ba, kahabit Sister
Yes,
Cleofe, nakaka-proud
oo.
talaga, no? Ano masasabi mo
Proud
sa ating
Pinoy
CoM on
talaga
Cam
tayo.
finale, kapatid?
Naku, we're so inspired ng maraming mga istorya po ng ating mga kahabits. Hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kapatid, ha? Sa ibang bansa din.
Mga Consecrated Missionaries,
Oo.
no? Inspiring, no? Yung mga, kung maalala mo yung ating mga the feature sa CoM
sa may
Income.
common cam natin. So, from the very beginning ng mga stories and videos po ng ating mga kahabits, both men and women, so sari-sari po yun. Iba na sa mission, di ba nakaano sila doon na nagmimisa, after ng misa, paano sila mag-relate sa mga tao. And then even their true experience with their own ministries and apostolate. Buhay na buhay.
Tapos inspiring yung joy, no? Yung bang sa foreign mission o maging dito sa Pilipinas, may limitation sa language, may limitation sa weather, sa climate, pero ando yung joy sa mission.
Very challenging.
Very challenging.
So this is the gift, no? Gifted
Talagang
to
we are
give.
gifted to give as a church in
As
the
a
Philippines.
church. Oo. So,
Ayan.
proud tayo kahit saan ang Pilipino na andoon.
Ayan, mga kahabits, nakakabitin ang mga kwento ng ating mga consecrated missionaries. But unfortunately, we have come to the last full show for our CoM on Cam series.
Talagang last na talaga, kapatid. Naku, tama ka dyan, kahabits, Father Toots. Pero, if you're interested to watch again all the 93 consecrated missionaries, mapapanood sila sa aming social media accounts.
Just visit our Facebook and Instagram at Conference of Major Superiors PH and also visit our YouTube channel, Conference of Major Superiors PH, and click the subscribe button.
Mga kahabits, join us again as we explore consecrated life, the church, the world, and the society. This has been your kahabit, Sister Maria Cleofe COP of the Dominican Sisters of the Most Holy Rosary of the Philippines.
Thank you very much, mga kahabits, for joining us on our weekly religious routine. See you again next week. I am your kahabit, Father Toots Banofe of the Order of Carmelites, signing off from your weekly inspiration and information companion. We have been the Habits. Bye! Thank you very much.
Thank you very much sa Institute Spirituality of Asia at sa ating mga Order of Carmelite Fathers. Thank you very much,
Thank
Father.
you. Stay
Thank
healthy.
you. Be
Ingat
safe po
po
tayo lahat. God bless.
God bless.